What up? You guys see the title. We are back at it with another worth it video. Today I'm gonna show you guys 3 K vans, all under $9,000 or $9,000 exactly, and I want you to comment below which one you think is the most worth it to you. And what I mean by worth it is this Cappuccino $7,000, this Daihatsu Hijet $7,000. To some people, having a 2-seater roadster that you can't fit anything in the trunk is more worth it than an entire 4-wheel drive pickup truck that is the same exact price. So when I show you these 3 K vans, think about what's worth it to you, not which one is the most expensive. Which one would you get the most use out of, and which one would be the most fun? Option number 1 is this 1993 Subaru Sambar van. So this van is definitely at the bottom when it comes to features and functions, but it is pretty rare. I have never seen a Sambar van like this. This one has the flat top. It doesn't have the extended top like the Sambar or this Acty. You see how it has an extended roof? This one just has a flat top. Outside of that, it also has no amenities really. Most of the Sambar vans I see have a split seat in the back. This one has a bench seat, and then up here there's just no thrills. But what is lacking in the exterior, it is packing in the interior. Look at this condition. At first I thought these were seat covers. They are mint. It only has 34,000 kilometers, and a lot of times these cars have 5-digit odometer, so it looks like they have low miles when it doesn't. But this one in particular is very, very clean. You can see that the headliner has no errors. It has a front and rear dash cam, so whoever had this in Japan took care of this car extremely well. But even the back seats have no imperfections. Look at this paint. This car is minty. It also has AC, which is a good touch, but besides that and the fact that it's 4-wheel drive, there is really little to no thrills. Space-wise, it having a normal roof doesn't mean it's not very spacious. Like, there's about, what, 6 inches of headroom up there. I like the Sambar vans because they're able to fit a double din easily. Even the seat belts, the red and everything is super clean. So this is option number 1, $8,500. I'll grab the keys and start it just so you guys can see what it sounds like. Let's take a look at the trunk first. All the trunks on K-vans are pretty standard, but some of them have cubbies here. Like my Bravo, I had a pocket and 2 rear speakers. We can pop the hood real quick. I think I need 2 hands. This is probably one of the biggest pros on this van. You have the Clover 4 back here, which is extremely easy to work on. Let's start this guy up. The day where I buy a Sambar. I don't care if it's a van, I don't care if it's a truck. I would love for it to be supercharged, but I just gotta get myself a Sambar. Just like that, it closes up. Put that down. But here's another look at the Sambar. Pay attention to the interior. No power windows, no RPM gauge, no fog lights, no nothing. It's a very, very stock van for $8,500. Option 2 is this Mitsubishi Bravo for $9,600. So I'll show you guys the exterior. Like I mentioned, this one has the high roof. Cool that it has those little bars there. Spoiler's nice. What else do we have back here? Not much. Has the rims. This one has fog lights, so that's a big difference. This one definitely has fog lights. Take a look at the interior. Door card's a lot nicer. You have a pocket here, a pocket there. Have some buttons here for the fog lights, rear wiper, rear defroster, open and lock tailgate. You have an RPM gauge now. You have a door light. You have a lot more features. This one also has AC still. This guy has high-low. I believe the Sambars don't come with high-low. They just come with that 4-wheel drive button. But let me show you guys this one again, just in case you didn't remember what this door card looks like in comparison to the Mitsubishi. So really nothing, a grab handle and a small pocket. But yeah, this one has ultra low and 4-wheel drive, not high low, but still kind of identical. So back here you have a very big difference. This guy has a split seat, which a lot of people like. You're able to have this seat all the way down. I can have it folded like this for some additional storage, and you can still put some things here while having a passenger, in comparison to the Sambar, which has the bench seat. So the seats are either always like this or they're all the way down. There's no putting one down. There's none of that. There's none of one doing something like this. None of that stuff. Trunk wise, they're pretty much identical. Again, Nothing here, there's no cubbies. The engine is under the seat on that one, so it's a little harder to do some maintenance, but it's not a big deal. I'm not gonna use that as a flaw in any of these cars. But space wise, even with the high roof, you just get more space. Before we had about like this, now I have this much, but realistically it's not like someone is standing back here, so the additional space is nice, but it isn't mandatory. Now let's start this guy. Like I mentioned, one of the biggest differences is the fact that I have an RPM gauge. That's beautiful to see. It just makes dialing the car down a lot easier. Fog lights, rear defroster, rear wiper, AC. This one definitely has a lot more amenities for only $250 more. Give you guys one last look. Again, some storage pockets, glove box. This one is also full-time four-wheel drive. The Sambar is rear-wheel drive unless you press that button, so it's probably a little quicker than this guy. Honorable mention, just for fun, it's not really a K-van, but Subaru Vivio, $8,900, supercharged, 5-speed. Obviously can't do everything that that van can do, but around the same price. Hopefully you guys don't comment this car because this obviously isn't a K-van, but it is cool. 5-speed. 85,000 kilometers, power windows. I like this car a lot, man. I like this car a lot. I want to get it, but it's just not in the cards right now. And actually, I'll show you guys one more van. It's not a van, but this Pajero, $9,000 also. Can't do everything a K-van can do, but it's a little more practical than the Vivio for comparing K-cars to K-cars. But this guy's cool. Intercooled turbo. It's automatic, four-wheel drive, just like the vans. Two-door though, so we can't really compare it to a van. But this is nice, also $9,000. And now let me show you guys the last car that is also $9,000. It is this 1991 Honda Street. So I've always been a big fan of this van just because for $9,000 you're getting a lot of stuff. You're getting fog lights, California mirrors, rims, a Nardi wheel, the clock, a tack, AC, and in my opinion the best color interior. Take a look at the back. Something I always loved about the Acty is that the seats fold down completely flat like this. On the Bravos, they're up to like right here. They don't fold down completely flat like this, so you get a lot more space here. And then back here you can see there's some cubbies. I opened the trunk. Like I mentioned, the trunks are pretty much the same on all of them, but sometimes you get some additional, like it's just nice to have storage pockets here. You can keep a booster, you can keep some waters, you can keep whatever you want. So that one has that. This one also has a rear engine. Not as easy to access or as fun to do maintenance in comparison to the Sambar. Your cars don't really have anything, no pockets or nothing. Has a dual glove box, has a radio, 5-speed still. This one is full-time four-wheel drive, so in my opinion this is probably the slowest van out of the bunch. I would probably say that the Sambar is the fastest, seeing how it's 4-cylinder, and then I'd go with the Bravo next. I think those would be pretty close, and then the Acty by far. No hate to the Acty people, I know you guys always think I'm hating, but the Acty is the slowest van in the bunch. Not that you'll be winning drag races in any of these cars, but I just want to keep that noted for anybody who's wondering. But let's start this guy. Again, it's nice that you have an RPM gauge just because a lot of these are carbureted, and just to deal with that without an RPM gauge just makes your life a lot harder. But the Acty sounds good. Love those mud flaps. Probably one of my favorite things about this car. And the fact that it has no decals. It's like very similar to the Sambar, where you can see it once had maybe raccoon or something, but now it's just a flat gray truck. I love that about this. So let me turn this guy off. This one has 121,000 kilometers, and the Bravo had something similar in comparison to this guy that only has 30,000 kilometers. So I'm gonna let you guys wait a little bit. Comment below which one you think is the most worth it before I tell you guys. Remember, option one, $8,500. The stockish, no amenities, no thrills, no nothing. All you get in here is a very clean van with only 34,000 kilometers, and it's four-wheel drive, but it's rear-wheel drive most of the time, which I actually like. Option two, for $8,750, we have the 96 Bravo. This guy has 84,000 kilometers, which is about, what is that, like 40-something thousand miles? So this guy's cool. You have a lot of amenities if we're comparing the Subaru. Storage pocket, fog lights, lock in the gate, AC, rear wiper, 5-speed, high-low. The Acty does not have high-low. And then you get the split seat, which is nice, and the high roof. So this is $250 more. Do you think that all those options are worth $250? And then for $500 more than the Sambar, it has everything the Bravo has: AC, clock, RPM gauge, lock the rear heat, rear defroster, fog lights, 5-speed, no high-low, but it has a split seat in the back, just as clean. Which one do you think is the most worth it to you? So in my opinion, the most worth it car to me has to not be the Sambar. Although for $8,500, I think this is a great van. It's super clean, it's very stock, it's just the perfect candidate for someone to do a fun build in, maybe even a camper. I wouldn't say this is the most worth it just because it doesn't have any amenities. And yeah, you can buy the different seats if that's the route you want to go in. You could probably get a different cluster, but there's certain things on this van that you just can't buy. And to me, I'd rather pay a little extra to get one of these guys. I think the Bravo is also very nice, but for $250, I think you get a lot more van. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people pick this one. Like I mentioned, you get high-low, fog lights, lock the gate, rear wiper. You get the RPM gauge. They both have AC, but this one has a split seat in the back, which is nice. You have the high roof if that's what you want. But even then, I wouldn't say the Bravo is the most worth it. To me, for $500 more, I don't see how you don't take this van. I'd be shocked if a lot of comments don't say this. You get the fog lights, you get the rims, you get the California mirrors, you get the Nardi wheel, still 5-speed, has AC, has the clock. All these little things, if you just bought a regular street, add up to at least $500. This is probably a couple hundred. Fog lights are a couple hundred. The clock is probably like 80 bucks. The cluster's a couple hundred. This wheel's worth at least like 200 bucks with the Boss kit. So I have to say that this is definitely the most worth it to me. I look forward to see what you guys are going to say in the comments. Hopefully you guys don't take the Vivio and the Pajero too much, but I catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Remember the name. This is way before the fame.